Lately, I've been thinking a lot about tiredness, not the sort you fix with an early night, but that deeper kind of tiredness that so many people are experiencing, the kind that sits in the body, the kind that makes everything feel just a little heavier than it used to. And if that's what you've been experiencing, you're not imagining things. There are very real psychological reasons why so many of us feel worn down, even when we're doing our best to keep going. So let's start the pace a little and look at what might be happening. The nervous system has been on high alert for some time, and over the past few years, we've lived through one thing after another: a pandemic, economic uncertainty, global conflict, rising prices, and a news cycle that never seems to pause. Even if you're not consciously thinking about these things every day, your body is reacting to these stresses. In psychology, we talk about the stress response system, the part of the nervous system that decides whether you're safe or whether you need to stay alert. When life feels unpredictable for long stretches, the body can slip into what we call chronic threat exposure. It's not full fight or flight, it's that semi-alert state. The shoulders slightly rise, the breath becomes a little shallow, and the mind is scanning for what might go wrong next. And when the nervous system holds this level of readiness for months or even years, it eventually runs out of steam. This isn't a personal failing, it's a very human response to an overwhelming world. This can then result in cognitive overload. Our brains are just carrying too much. This layer of tiredness comes from the way we live now. We're constantly connected, notifications, messages, scrolling, reacting. Even when we sit down to rest, our minds are still processing something. In psychology, we call this cognitive overload. The amount of information the brain is holding at any one moment is limited, and most of us are carrying far more than our minds were designed for. When I think back to earlier years, rest looked very different. There were natural pauses in the day. In the UK, waiting for the kettle to boil, which takes so long. Or we might stare out of a window, or walk in nature, of course without headphones. These are the moments where your mind could simply wander. Now those pauses are filled, and the brain never gets a chance to settle. We become overstimulated, but under-rested. The brain's motivation system also gets tired. There's a small part of the brain called the habenula. It's involved in motivation, that sense of, I can do this. When we experience repeated stress, disappointment, or uncertainty, the habenula can become overactive, and when it does, it dampens motivation. You might notice it as heaviness, difficulty starting things, a sense of being flat or unmotivated. This isn't laziness, it's your brain's response to being overwhelmed. In the anxious therapies, I talk about how the brain learns from experience and how repeated stress can make the world feel harder than it is. The body is also carrying its own strain, and this is shown in physical factors: poor sleep quality, irregular eating, low-grade inflammation, not getting enough daylight, and not experiencing genuine rest. Many of us are sleeping, but not deeply, eating, but not nourishing ourselves, moving, but not restoring ourselves. In psychology, we see the mind and body as a loop, each influencing the other. When the body is under strain, the mind feels it. And when the mind is under strain, the body feels it. It's a cycle, and it's tiring. If you're recognising yourself in any of this, I want to offer something gentle. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to push harder. You don't need to get a grip. What helps is small, steady acts of recovery. Things that slowly bring the nervous system down from high alert. Simple things like allowing tiny pauses in your day, stepping away from constant input, softening your expectations of yourself, choosing one thing at a time, giving yourself permission to rest without guilt, letting your nervous system settle slowly and consistently. Your nervous system doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency. It needs slowness. It needs moments where nothing is demanded of you, and those moments add up. So if you've been feeling tired, please know this. You're responding exactly as a human being responds to an overwhelming world. This tiredness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been carrying a lot and you deserve the chance to recover. So take things gently, one small step at a time. If this channel feels like something you'd like to be part of, subscribe, like, or leave me a comment. Thank you for being with me today. I'm Jill Evans, and I am the Anxious Therapist.